What's happening, y'all? We are back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Broke Boy to Millionaire in a Year, man. This is the journey. That's what we streaming. Um, Yesterday, as y'all saw, man, nothing has really changed. Basically, we going back to square one. You know what I mean? We're going back to square one. We're going back to step one, which is um, going and getting a regular job, bro. Regular 9 to 5. Um, for several reasons. But I just feel like it was just important for me to go back to ground zero. Just really start from the very beginning, which is going and getting a regular job. That's step A. We talked about the rules of uh, or the ABCs of business. And step A, when you don't have wealthy people that can lend you money, nor do you have money already saved up, step A is just starting off with a regular job. So that's what we're doing. That's what this is about. That's again starting at ground zero, starting over. And we talked about basically using the income from that, right? Um, so that's why we've been really just leaning into applying for jobs. We got a few recruiters that have responded, asking when I'm available for an interview. So we're making some headway with all these applications we put in over the last 4 or 5 days. So we gotta just continue to do that and obviously set up some of these interviews. So that's where we are with the job search, and then of course we'll put in more today. We'll stay heads down with applying for jobs today. That'll be the focus. The other thing that I got going on today, Victor went ahead and he called me back a little bit earlier, so I'm about to call him right now. If y'all been following along, basically last week, 6 days ago, last Wednesday, I sent him a performance-based equity sheet that him and I had discussed, right? That I would put together a performance-based equity sheet uh, that laid out how how much, if that makes sense, equity, how I would get equity, right? By making sure that I hit certain milestones, right? It's performance based, so I have to hit certain milestones in order to get the equity, and then it also lays out how much equity that is, right? So I think I showed y'all. I think I showed y'all the whole performance-based equity sheet. If I didn't, that's what it's about. I think actually no, I take that back. I don't think I showed y'all the actual equity sheet. But that's because we gotta finalize these things. I don't want to ruin the deal before we even come to a deal. So yeah, I didn't show it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I sent him that last week. He said he was gonna get back to me on it, and he called me earlier. So I'm assuming that's what he's calling about. So I'm gonna call him back while I'm on stream. We're gonna hear what he has to say. I'm already anticipating objections, basically, right? He's gonna push back. He's gonna have some pushback on the things that I laid out in the equity sheet. Um, so I'm prepared for some of those objections already. I don't know what his objections are, but I'm prepared for quite a few of them already. Um, we can take a look at them real quick before I call him, and I'd imagine that he's gonna have. I'd imagine that one of the objections I'm prepared for, he'll have, or at least I'm basically I'm saying, like, if he has multiple objections, I'm sure at least one of them are gonna be on this list of objections that I'm already prepared to discuss with him. So I'll just show y'all those, just to show y'all that I'm prepared for that, and then I'll go ahead and call him. With the web design agency, I told y'all, just like I told y'all yesterday, it's over with. The way I see it right now, it's over with. We aren't going to continue to do that. It's not really worth my time. It's not enough money in it. We're not gonna quit it overnight. I want to try one more thing to see if we can get that jumping a little bit, right? See if we can get business moving with the web design agency. But we'd have to really start. We'd have to start getting like, bro. I'm thinking 5 to 10 leads a week or something like that for it to be worth my time. I'm thinking again. I'm gonna say 5 leads a week, 20 leads a month, and we'd have to close what 4. That'd be we would probably be expected to close about 4 of those leads a month. So 4 websites. We reduce our pricing, basically cut it in half, right, from what I thought I was gonna be able to charge, which was about $6,000 per website. To I'm gonna say about $3,000 per website. 3 times 4, $12,000 revenue. Um, and then we should be able to build those websites for anywhere between 1,200 and I don't know, $1,800, something like that. So call it 2,000, whatever, right? Call it 2,000, and then we would net, right? So $12,000 in revenue, $2,000 in cost, gross profit would be about $10,000 a month. I think that's worth my time, especially the first go build the website. All I have to do is I gotta communicate with the client. They send me an email or a text every once a week or whatever, every few days to get an update on where we are with the project or something like that. But that's all I have to do after we close the client is communicate with them, right? My designer and developers are doing all the work. So in that case, it would still be worth my time. But if this next thing we're going to try, which is social media marketing, I'm gonna be posting. I'm gonna create a new Instagram and TikTok, whatever, exclusively for the web agency, and we're gonna be putting out content. 3 or 4 pieces of content a day, 3 or 4 posts a day. Trying to see if we can get some leads, if we can get people to reach out to us, want to get a website built, and I'm basically trying to get a job, right? The reason I'm focused on getting a job is so that I can pay somebody overseas a few $100s a month to post all of that content for me. I don't want to. I want to. At most, maybe I have to put my face in front of the camera a few times for some of these posts. But I want somebody to literally take over that whole that whole job, right? I'm not posting content on the Instagram. I'm not or the TikTok, whatever. I want to hire somebody over in India, okay, for a few $100s a month, and they'll do it full time at that. Basically, they'll do it full time at that for that amount of money. For a few $100s a month, I'm paying somebody full time over in India or Pakistan to make 3 or 4 posts a day on my Instagram or TikTok about to get people to get leads for building a website. That's the plan. That's one of the reasons why I'm focused on getting a job, so I can outsource the lead generation completely. I can hold like 100% outsource the lead generation for the web agency. So that's how what I plan to do with generating leads for that. My designer is still designing the client the client who paid us last week, or I guess maybe 2 weeks ago now. My designer is still designing, right? He's working on the design. In fact, he just updated the design a few hours ago, like this morning or whatever. So I gotta go look at what he has just recently delivered. And if it's good, if it's on par, right? If it's where it needs to be, then we can go ahead and move forward with development. If not, right, he has to continue designing, right? Obviously. Anyway, that's where we are with that client. And then I still don't see where the other client has paid the invoice yet. So, yeah, so that's where we are. Waiting him to pay the invoice. I could reach out to him about it, but bro, we're literally doing like 2 things on his website. We're taking one of his photos off, or changing one of his photos, and like taking one person off of the website, like a picture of somebody off. Like, it's literally some super minor things. I should be able to get somebody to do that for $10, right? It's not maybe $20. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to get somebody over in India or whatever to do that for like $20. Um, I know exactly who to reach out to. I guarantee you he doesn't charge me more than $50 to do it. Um, so anyway, that's what we're doing with that. But he hasn't paid the invoice yet. So that's the other client that we've been talking about on the web agency side. Um, so we talked about what I'm doing with the job search. It's still a priority. I talked about where we are with the startup, the equity term sheet, web agency, where we are with that. I just told you. And then sports agency. We gotta stop putting that on the back burner. We haven't been posting enough content. We gotta get back to doing that regularly. And yeah, that's on me. So we gotta do that. But other than that, no real updates on the sports agency side of things. All right. Um, and yeah, man. So that's where we are. Um, let me show y'all the objections. I'll just show y'all the objections. We won't look at the term sheet itself. At that. Boom. Oops. So first objection, 40% equity is what I'm seeking right now. I'm expecting him to say that's too high, right? Um, through delivering results, right? Again, this is a performance-based equity sheet. He wants to keep majority control. He still keeps majority control if it's 60-40, okay? So reassure him that he still have majority control. What if we raise money and our shares get diluted? Right? That means everybody's ownership percentage goes down, including his, right? He's worried that after investor rounds, his ownership might drop below 50%, taking away his majority stake. Dilution is normal and affects both of us, right? But it's actually a good thing because it means the company is worth more. And we can revisit ownership percentages after the first raise to keep things fair, right? I'm fine with that. I don't mind diluting my equity distribution a little bit after a VC capital raise, if that's going to, like if that's an issue for him. The other objection, he's going to be like, I already built the product and I'm joining now, right? He feels like he's already taken the risk, building the product and investing his own time and money, etc. Right? And he's comparing the past effort he put in to the future effort I'm going to put in, right? And I'm not asking for credit. And yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell him, basically acknowledge his early work. I understand all that. I'm not asking for credit for what he's already done. I am being rewarded for the future growth that I'll bring, right? It's not about what he's already done building the product. It's about me being rewarded for scaling the company and the future growth of the company in general. It's not about what he's already done, right? So I would say something like, you built the foundation and I respect that, but my equity is based on what happens next, not what's happened in the past. My equity is based on what happens next. So raising capital, closing partnerships, scaling the business. Without growth, the product can't reach its potential, right? Why not just pay you or give you commission instead of equity? I think this is definitely one that he'll say. He wants to keep all the ownership and just pay me, whatever, basically like a contractor. Explain that equity actually saves the company cash and keeps you both aligned long term, right? If you were just paid a commission, you have no ongoing stake in the company's success. Exactly. If you pay me cash for, and I don't know, I'm almost certain he's gonna come because he said something similar before. So, and I don't, I want to. Anyway, like it doesn't make sense, right? Because if I bring the partnerships and or the VC capital, why would you pay somebody like that? You're not paying them like that. That's not a person is not a sales contractor, right? A sales contractor is somebody that is all about just generating sales, right? Um, yeah, period. So that person is not like is not forming like getting VCs to invest and all those different things. That's not a sales contractor's role. So they don't have skin in the game. They're not looking to help the company succeed, right? So we're not aligned on at that point. We're not aligned on ongoing stake in the company's success. Um, Not only earn, we both win. Tied to clear. Like I said, it's already built into the structure. Um, and then I don't want to sign anything formal yet. That's fine, right? This isn't a binding term sheet. It just clarifies expectations and protects both sides from misunderstandings. And then let's start with a smaller percentage and increase it later, right? And this is already how the proposal works, right? My equity vests in stages. It's based on results. I generate a partnership, I get 20% of the company, and then if I raise capital, I get another 20% of the company, right? So it's for the 40%. So these are some of the objections I'm already anticipating from Victor, and let's get into it, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a call now and see what he has to say. Also, bro, who keeps calling me? Somebody, I'm playing phone tag with somebody. I don't know who it is. It might be a recruiter, but if that's the case, they need to just leave a. I would expect them to just leave a voicemail. I don't know why somebody would just keep calling. Anyway, calling Victor now. I might put it on mute if we start talking very specific things. About equity and stuff. If we start talking very like details.
How you doing, man?
Victor, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good. How are you?
First year, good. Looks like your phone has been on voicemail, but I'm glad you're calling. Yeah, I want to go through the couple of my thoughts. I thought about some of the things the document you were saying. By the way, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I wanted to just discuss with you what you think.
Okay.
So I drafted a new.
This call is being recorded.
Okay.
So I drafted a new.
You're recording the call?
Sorry?
You're recording the call?
I heard it. I'm not recording. I heard it being recorded. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay.
You want to call back or what?
No, it's fine. I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. What? He just hung up. I don't know what happened. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that I did look at what you're saying. There were four things that came to my mind that I did refine the document, but I've not sent you because I want to also go through it again.
Okay.
One was the equity split. The second was there was an open-ended on when will be what time frame is the outcome of what needs to be delivered.
Okay.
And the third thing was what needs to be delivered was open-ended.
Okay.
And so my thoughts were that, okay, so first of all, sounds like you believe if one or two partners is achievable. What is missing is when. When would that be achievable? And also, what would the product? Okay, what do we do between now and then? Because every day that we're waiting, the product is accumulating cost.
Mm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
a deliverable that have a set time frame will make more sense. Because in that case, all the costs acquired while we are waiting to acquire a partner, it's worth it, right? We're not just burning cost. But then that's one thing. That's one thing that I wanted to make sure that we discuss. What do you think?
In terms of the time frame, yeah, I think that's something that's something that we can discuss for sure. I think that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's all. That's all I was gonna say. I'll let you finish what you were saying.
Yeah. Then the equity split. In what angle it makes sense if we are able to acquire the partnership deals? I think it's more desirable. What is not too okay is that it assumes that there's only going to be two people, whereas there are some people that are playing pivotal role today, working, especially on the development side, and also from ECOS. At least ECOS is maybe 5%. So all of those equities that's already in play, it's not fair to just assume that it's going to be two people. The other people we will have to readjust. Or that means as we still give them, but that then comes from me. So that's just picky the question mark. So I did have a equity in mind, but it looks like that could be a last conversation on once we've agreed on those three things missing in the document, which is a time frame. When does that mean? If I find my way somehow to acquire a deal, just because we sign a contract, you will partake from that deal as well. Doesn't matter if you broke the deal or not. So, but your goal and your right, your input would significantly change the company. So has everybody. So has everybody's input. Some input brought us to where we are today. Some inputs need to come, but every single input that needs to come in is a change maker. Even if it's a 2% equity, it's a change maker. Otherwise, why you coming in? So I just wanted to keep those thoughts in mind when you say that because I'm going to come in and make a change, most likely a 40% equity is justifiable. In one way, that makes sense, but that makes more sense if there was never anybody in play. There are people already, like I said, so equity are time sensitive, they are continuous, right? So, but some people came in when there was nothing. The fact that they invested and we're starting to see value should be rewarded. But those are some of the things in my mind. But most of the thing is the time frame. Like I can have any form of conversation with you with equity, if you tell me a deal can be achieved tomorrow, because that's an immediate outcome. That saves me all the pain of how much it will cost me to get the product running when we don't have a deal yet. But I'll pause here. I wanted to process what I'm saying and let me know if it makes sense to you.
Yeah. So, the timeline that you've mentioned, that's a fair question. So we can definitely get to come to an agreement on the timing of of the equity. I think
No, not the equity, the outcome. If you produce the outcome tomorrow, the equity is yours. It's not
right. You're
it's
saying
the
on the
time frame
milestones.
of the outcome.
Right, of the milestones. Yes.
Yeah, the outcome. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's definitely going to be a game changer. It's a quick thing and it happens. Then we focus on how we take care of the customer or partner. We're not going to be focused on we need A, B, C dollars. So I'm not after the equity. Equity we will have to discuss. Definitely 40% will not work. But I'm also talking about the time frame of the outcome.
Well, I didn't hear the last part.
What I mean will not work. What I mean will not work doesn't mean it's not deserved. It just means there's a lot more people already in play. We can't just discard them. And that just means the equity you're requesting for will have to be significantly rigged. So we can also accommodate people who already been investing for a while now, for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. But what I'm actually talking about is I don't believe we can open up an open-ended contract where this is what I hope to do. Then we're just waiting and we're counting time and we're burning time and we're spending resources to keep the product on. Because I saw in one of the terms there, you mentioned provided the product is on.
Right.
The product being on today is my current most important. It's most important to me right now, like today, right, like this minute, because it's a cost that is going off when I don't have the money. So an immediate outcome offsets some of this cost. So the faster we can get an outcome, if it's possible, the better. It will, the better. But one thing that kept on coming to my mind, like, it might not sound right saying it, is when you said you wanted 40%, it also just means that you are banking on most likely you the only channel we can use to get those partners. So then I deserve all the equities. There's no other way you can get a partner except you. While I believe relationship matters, that statement is not true. It's not true. If Miles, you're not there, we will still get the partner. I would love for you to be the champion of it. I would love for you to be the person. Then you would be in the books of you'll be in Guinness Book of Record because you the guy that it happened. I would love for you to make it happen, right? But we have to also consider every perspective, everything here. Now, I'm not saying giving away equity is difficult, no. But you can imagine, you have no idea. Maybe you have some idea, but you have no idea what I've been through to get the product. What I'm even still going through right now. Like if we already have investors, we already have partners. I won't be in Lisbon right now looking for investors. I won't be here. Like all of this traveling, some of them, they're all unnecessary. It's all where would that have come from?
Right.
While I'm sitting here, I'm looking in front of me. I see my effort being sabotaged 24 hours.
You said
So
sabotage. Why sabotage?
yes, no, that's a different conversation. I'm just saying my efforts are being sabotaged. My efforts are being thrown through the window. Somebody somewhere or a group of people are consistently trying to sabotage some of our efforts. Now that's not why we're having this conversation. I just need outcome.
Yeah.
And when is that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that obviously you've built the foundation, right? You built the foundation, you built the product, and I respect that. Um, but my equity is based on what happens next, not what's been done in the past, right? My equity is based on scaling the company, and I'm asking for credit. I'm not asking for any credit of what's already been done. I'm looking to be rewarded for the future growth that I'll bring to the company.
Okay.
So that's so that's where I would want to frame that. The as far as
Yeah,
the
I'm listening.
Yeah, so as far as the other members of the team, um, I I don't really I've only met Nicole, so I don't know anyone else on the team or what their contributions are or have been. I know we talked about that briefly, um, but that's not like I can't speak to that, right? That doesn't have anything to do with the value that I will bring, right? Like I can't like that's between you see what I'm saying, like that's between you and them in terms of what their value is, because from my vantage point, right, they what you and I are discussing here and the value that I bring is much greater than anything else that I've seen from anyone else. I'm not saying that they haven't done anything. I'm just saying I can't like I don't know what that is. And that's more of like that's terms that you would have to kind of come together with them on. Like I see them from what you've told me, from what we've discussed, I see them more as I mean you told me yourself that Nicole has her own agency, right? Okay, we I don't know what happened. Let me call him back. He hung up. I'm assuming that's on accident.
So this is Victor Ekwoke speaking.
So I don't know what happened. I obviously just called him back. Seems like he either is having a bad connection or he didn't like what I was just saying. I don't know. right? So I just addressed both of his concerns here, um, with my good old friend ChatGPT. Um, but I just like I was trying to tell him, I haven't seen any like I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone else. If he feels like they deserve of equity, that's fair. I'm calling one more time.
I was getting on the lift, so maybe that's why it went off. I think so.
Okay. Okay. I understand. But let me take a step back. I'll take a step back with what
Yeah.
because I think I know where I left off. So I totally get it, right? There are other early contributors. You know, they definitely deserve to be recognized for what they've contributed. So I understand you wanting to be fair. Okay. Um, but I also understand that there's a difference between like I'm not trying to compare myself to a contributor, right? I'm not saying I'm not what you and I are discussing aren't just contributions. My role is more of a core business function that's tied directly to growth, right? So I agree that these early contributors should get equity for their work, but what I'm bringing is more of a co-founder level function that's tied directly to capital partnerships and company growth. So it's not like a project based thing. You know, what you and I are discussing right now is value creation. That's that helps the company scale, right? So it's like that's how I see this. So it's like for me, and again, you know, just to level set once again to kind of reiterate my previous point that my equity is completely performance based. So it's still, you know, you're still the company is still protected from that standpoint, right? If I don't deliver, I don't get equity within the company. So,
So what you just said is what I don't want. It's not if you don't deliver, you don't get. It's when. So if you don't deliver at the time frame you said you're going to deliver, you don't get anything. If you say that, that makes sense. So we're not going to be strewn along the line and just waiting and waiting, and there's no deliverable. Hopefully one day. But at the same time, we still have costs we need to incur to get the product going. I'm not going to sit around and be waiting. I'm still going to be looking for ways to try to make sure without you, I'm still going to try to do something. So
right.
if eventually I get something going, the world is big. The world is a big place. Yeah, people are 24 hours playing with me and hampering on my progress, tampering on everything I do. The world is a big place. God is big. So if you are not there, I'm telling you, if you're not there, Miles, training neurons will still achieve $75 billion in 5 years. I want you to see it that way. It's like if you're not there, we'll still achieve it. If you're there, we should achieve it faster. So that's how I see it. Like if you coming in, tell me when you believe we can get at least a deal. Because you believe it's possible and you know we're struggling, yes, it's impactful. If you give me a timeline, then we can work based on that timeline. And I can go borrow and I can do everything that I need to do, keep the product keeps on running because we know there's going to be a deal coming. And once we get that first deal, most of the things you're saying now becomes a fact. Everything you're saying now is theory. But everything I've told you is a fact.
What are those specific facts?
Everything you tell me is what you said you will do.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen it. It has to be proven. Everything that I've told you is already a fact. The product is already built. The contributors have already contributed. Those are facts.
Right.
Right? So it's not something, it's not like I'm telling you I'm going to build trending neurons and no, it's already built. The work is done already.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to come to the table with, okay, I'm saying I'm going to do this. Yes, approve. I've done one of it.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation becomes easier. You're now at the decision-making forefront. You're now running the show because you said it's not a theory anymore. You've delivered at least a partner or maybe a top a top hedge fund. So basically all what we're saying is that I'm not against a co-founder. There are two types of co-founders I was looking for. Either somebody who's extremely technical that can open the doors, or somebody who can open the doors on the business side. And you fit the second role. You're saying, I'm going to open the door on the business side.
Right.
Right. So I want it. That's what I want. Is 100% of zero is zero. So if I give away equity just to make sure we get the product to market, I'm open to do that. But it has to go beyond theory. It has to go beyond just this is what I believe I should do towards this is what I've done. And the only way you can also prove that, and it keeps on going in my brain, we've been talking ago and today. Like I can't discard that fact. Yeah, in between the product went offline, but the product was online for a long period of time.
Right.
The product was online for until September 1st before it went offline. So we can't say it's because the product was offline, that's why we've not really come on board. Yeah. There is some level of understanding what I'm doing, onboarding information, what the plans are,
mm-hmm.
who are we trying to target. All of those has to take place. But I need some level of bring one deal to the table because if one deal comes to the table and we're still talking about this, there won't be a point for us anymore. It's too late at that point in time. It becomes too late.
Yeah.
Because one deal takes care of all the bills we can ever have for the next 5 years. So if we get a deal on Meta stock as an example, what conversation do you think we should have when we already are now paying for the bills that I'm sitting here incurring every 5 minutes?
Yeah. So
please listen to me, and hopefully that resonates with you. I don't think I'm unreasonable here, and I'm willing to share, but I don't want you to come up with terminologies when there's no fact. Back it up.
You don't want me to come up with what was the last one? I didn't hear the last part.
I don't want you to say things that we cannot quantify. It has to be quantifiable.
Right.
Like when I mean quantifiable, I want to deliver. I deserve to get 40%. I want to deliver X amount of. Or we can split. Let's assume you're not going to get 40%, guys. You're not going to get 40%. I'm just being honest with you because we have to give people out there some value. Let's say whatever X amount of credit of equity you have, we split that into. I'm going to deliver X amount of partners, not all of them, X amount. Our total number of partners we're expecting is equal to 49 billion in 5 years. So I'm not expecting you to deliver all of them. No. One is even okay for a milestone. Then that we can allocate some level of percentage on that in research.
Yeah.
Then someone's calling from Washington. I will pay my rent. Maybe that's why they're calling me. Now, the second milestone will be what deliverable can come from either wealth managers or hedge funds. So once that is delivered, we know you've covered your point of the bargain. You've vested in some equity. The remaining equity is as long as you're with the part of the company that can vest as for maybe for 4 years. But because you've delivered, you become a game changer. Every equity that is tied to those deliverables belongs to you. So again, I'm saying you want to help us make a change, it has to be quantifiable so we don't prolong and talk about it. And every time we're talking about it, I'm sitting here and wondering, where would the next dollar come from to fund the company running?
Yeah. So I understand your concerns. When you say where the next, I'll start with what you just said last. Where would the next dollar come from to fund the company? To be very frank with you, that has the state of where the company is right now does not fall on me. Right? If the company is low on cash and is not able to fund itself, I shouldn't be that shouldn't fall on me. What you and I are discussing now should have no effect on my equity because the company is not able to fund itself today. It's almost like that's not
something good to say. I'll tell you, that's not something nice to say.
I'm not trying to.
You might not have processed it really deep, but that's not really cool to say. Like when you see me struggling, you're saying that's not your deal. You do whatever you need to do to make sure the product is running. Take care of your life. When your life is fine, call me. I'm going to deliver you what you need. Give me 40%.
No, Victor, listen, I'm not trying. What I'm saying is, I have not. You saying, okay, your life is on the line, you can't pay the rents and things like that. Well, you and I have not come to an agreement yet on what my role and how small or large that role is within the company. That's what we're trying to do right now. Everything that we have discussed in the equity term sheet, it's all performance based. Everything is performance based. I'm not saying I'm coming into the company and asking for 40%. You continue to come back to 40%. Let me.
Oh, no, I'm using your last document, the one you sent me. I'm using that.
So okay, so listen.
I want to respect what you're thinking. I want to respect what your thoughts are, right?
So that's what
I can't discard what you said. I can't discard that.
Right, and I appreciate that. What I'm saying is, so and you bring back so following that, if you consider the contributors that you continue to refer to, I understand that if there have been other contributors, before me or what have you, yes, I understand you wanting them to be compensated. The 40% that the 40% is tied back to value creation. So if I hit my milestones, right? Everyone's percentage of equity would be more valuable at that point in time. The company has become extremely valuable at that point in time. That's the value creation for the company. If
Right.
you think that 40%, so if okay, so if you think that 40%, it sounds like to me that you are hesitant to give me 40% because you want to allocate equity to other people on the team, right? Is that
It's already allocated. Those people are already working. They're already working, whereas Ekemi has been with me from day one. She has a 5%. In fact, she has a 2.5. She doesn't even know I've actually moved it up to 5%, but she deserves it.
right?
A coach gave me 50,000 when I needed that money 3-4 years ago. So we have to value that. That's a 5%. If he were to work and deliver, I was going to get a 5%. So he's not doing that, but he has a 5% for the $50,000 he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I have the lady there who's also working. She's going to work, deliver some deliverables. She's almost there with the 2.5, and the remaining 2.5 is vested over 4 years. So all those people that I mentioned, they need to be considered. Number two, you just disregard all the money that I've spent building this product. You've disregarded the entire ideas. That, like, if we both sat together and we said, well, let's come up with this idea without building a product, then it's a 50-50. You did not include the genius to create an idea like this, not building it.
Yeah.
When people see me walking around with my jacket, they think we have like 15 developers that are building this. I built 99% of this myself. You disregarded that.
No, Victor, I did not disregard that.
So no, I'm just saying you're 40%. You're not gonna get that high. That's not fair. You gotta regard a lot of the inputs that has coming into the product to get it to where it is. In as much as what you're going to bring is valuable. So there are two things we are actually discussing here is what equity you want, and also when can we say there's something that has been delivered. In fact, as you're talking, I'm just thinking like maybe we can come up with a lower equity for a one deliverable, just one, maybe a partner. We can split it. A 5% on one partner, a 5% on a hedge fund, and we vest the remaining percentages as long as you're with the company. So that the initial weight is everybody gets that initial weight. Because everybody has invested something, everybody got something. The remaining part of the equities is gonna be as we keep on working to improve on the company. Maybe that will help clarify and put a bottleneck on quantifying what you are delivering and what value you get from it. Instead of saying like what is out there, let's do a 40-60 or 50-40, what they do in Y Combinator. There's a reason why I did not go with the Y Combinator, why I didn't follow with them. Because what they're telling me is everything that has been done until this point is garbage. So you need somebody else to come, throw everything away, and let's bring somebody else so then your life is complete. No, the product is already running.
Yeah.
Let's give that a clap. Let's give that a flower.
Yeah. So what you're saying right now, Victor, you're saying, I understand what you're saying. You're saying you've taken all the early risk, right? You've built the product, you've invested your own time, your money, and you don't think that my equity should be close to yours. That's basically what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, let me hold on. What I'm saying.
I'm saying that there's already equities in place, right? That will make that 40% not work? There are already people with equities who have vested something. I sitting here knowing how it feels to need help and nobody's helping me. For the people who have helped me, they deserve every equity that they want because they put their toes when nobody was able to do that. I am not going to turn my back and say, let's give my 40%. They have to go back and renegotiate there. Or you want me to take it less than 40%? Or maybe 30% because I need to accommodate the rest? No, I'm not going to do that. So I have to put value on what everybody has brought. And we quantify that. Obviously, there's a dilution in place. Yeah. But also, what is the immediate outcome of what you can bring? Let's quantify that. So you can take every quantifiable. One thing that I hear you say that's important, and that's where the back and forth conversation is. You are trying to say, even if I bring one partner, although that one partner could be worth 10% equity, the fact that I'm able to transform the company, I deserve way more than that. That's really what you're saying. You're thinking about the transformation of a change, the change you can bring, you're evaluating that entire change as your value.
Yes, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Victor, the past effort, everything that you have done, it is a big thing, right? I understand the risk. I understand the product you have built. You invested your own time and money. I understand that, right? But that's like comparing the past effort that you've put into the future effort that I will bring. These are two separate things. You've built the foundation. No, you've built the foundation, Victor. That's great. I respect that. But my equity is based on what happens next. My equity is based on value creation. Victor?
I'm going to ask you a question. Are you of the opinion that if you don't come on board, we will never achieve what we want to achieve? Are you of the opinion?
No.
Why not?
Well, and now you're saying never, Victor. So you're.
No, I'm trying to now. Let's really quantify your value of what you're bringing, because you're saying your value is worth almost half of the company.
Yes.
So I'm saying if you don't come in, do you believe this company will still achieve the $75 billion in 5 years? If your answer is yes, then your value is not worth 40%.
You said what's the question one more time?
If you believe that without you we can still achieve a 75%, then why would you think your value is worth 40%?
I see what you're saying.
Who's gonna bring it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Miles, let me tell you something. And this might sound good or not sound good. The way I see it is, yes, I'm seeing it every day, where a group of people, some are helping, a group of people sabotage every of my single move. They know they are. They follow me everywhere I go. They sabotage every single thing I do. Okay? But God is in the throne. The world is a big place. But the value of the product to each of those partners and the wealth managers and the hedge funds and traders, I see that value. I'm saying no matter how long the sabotage continues, it will not take away that the value of what the product brings will be effective to the people we're trying to target. So what I mean is, if I stumble, yes, I might stumble to meet the president of Google Finance somewhere, somehow. We stumble and meet him, and it's in front of me, and we're talking about how trending neurons can help. I can have that call. Those group of people can call Google Finance. They don't do business with that guy. They can say a lot of garbage, right? Does not take away the fact that the value that we are going to bring to Google Finance is still a fact. So it then becomes, will that CEO of Google Finance take a deal with me? Because it's about money now. So my point is, no matter how long we've been sabotaged, just one deal, it makes everything that you're saying irrelevant if it doesn't come from you. So that means, on the other hand, why you believe you will be a strong contributor, we have to be considerate about everything that I've spoken about. We have done so free an idea on paper. Miles, I want to work with you. Let's come up. You're going to be my co-founder. Let's go find developers. You disregarded every work that I've spent in the last 8 years writing the code, designing to get it to where it is. The excellence is not considered yet.
Victor, I keep repeating the same thing. Thing. I know you've built the product, Victor. We're trying to take it from where it is today to being valuable.
Who is we? Who is we? Who is we?
If you want me to, Victor, if you want me to join the company, then we could take it to value. If you don't see the value, then that's fine as well. Again, everything that I have discussed is performance based.
No, for performance based, what's the difference between you? I know the answer to that, but let me ask you, what's the difference between you and a top sales executive that has a good partner? Is a friend with Yahoo Finance. It knows Yahoo Finance CEO hands down. What's the difference between you and that person? Because that person, if that person wants to come on board, that person cannot say that I'm bringing Yahoo Finance deal to you, so I need 50% of the company. But Yahoo Finance is not the only deal we will get. What happens to the other deals? Yahoo Finance deals gives us some credibility to approach other deals. And so we have to evaluate the value of those other deals. When we get those other deals, it's like a multiplication of times 35. So let's put value on the deal you're bringing instead of bringing value on deals you have not brought yet, but hoping you can bring. Maybe that will solve the problem. So it's like equity as it comes. You bring one deal, you get this equity, not 40%. You get the equity.
The first deal, Victor, the first deal opens the doors for all the other deals. You just said that.
But what makes you think about it now? Because I'm not sitting here until I die. I will continue to fight until this product goes to market. So I'm not going to wait for Miles to come fix my work, fix the problem. No, I'm not going to sit around and wait. I'll keep on working, finding those people that can call the deal. So yes, Miles is working, but I'm not going to wait. Ekemini was building Agentic. Built it before she even got it to market. Before she said, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I tested it. I did it myself before she even gave me what she was trying to do. But she got the credit. She's the one building it now. But I gave her, I said, this is a starting point. There you go. So it's the same thing here. When you say you're going to bring a deal, I can't sit and say Miles has to bring a deal. So if Miles don't bring a deal in 3 months' time, we're stuck. Because I'm waiting for you to bring a deal.
Yeah, and you shouldn't wait. Because you're the CEO. Why would I
Yeah,
want you to wait?
Let's evaluate that. Let's evaluate the quality, the time frame, the time to value of your deal, and then we put a equity on that, and not really say, even though it's fair, it's not 100% right. It's fair, but it's not 100% right. You cannot say, because my first deal brings food to the table today, that means you've changed you've transformed the company, therefore you deserve almost half of the company. That's not
how business works.
That's not right. That's not right.
Why is that not right?
I'm trying to reason with you. I would have actually preferred this conversation. In fact, let me tell you the truth. In my life, in my experience, all the people that have put more time, more money, and equity in front, they delivered nothing. The people who focus on deliverable first, deliver first, and then they have a say on what equity they want. You're going towards equity.
No, I'm not.
Nothing being delivered.
No, I'm not.
No, that's what we're talking about here.
It's performance based, Victor.
It's performance. I agree, but the performance of delivering one client cannot be equal to 40% of the company.
Why not?
At 75% revenue in 5 years, that still cannot be a 50% of the company, because the company is worth more than that. We have not even mentioned.
Victor, how much is the company worth today?
Good question. Based on valuation, just almost $1 billion.
Based on what?
Like I would, based on the product, based on the value it creates, value creation, the product, the value of the product is what way more than $1 billion.
Way more than $1 billion?
Yes. But for us to go further, how much does Global Predictions worth? What are they predicting? What's their accuracy? How much does an AI company worth? A typical AI company. Those people that left OpenAI, what product have they delivered? They are worth $20 billion.
Okay.
What product?
Okay, so watch this.
Product they've created.
So watch this, Victor. How much is the company worth? How much is the company worth if it closes a deal with Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, for the figures that we've stated?
Absolutely, it's times 16. You will go to
times how many?
Close to $160 billion.
From 1 billion to, you said 160 billion?
Times 16, yes.
Times 60 billion? Okay, that's
times
not.
16. Take that money times 16. Take that value times 16.
It'd be worth a lot more than that. If you're valuing it, you just valuated the company at $1 billion pre-revenue.
Yeah. If you bring
okay, so how much is it worth with revenue?
Times 16. That's what I'm telling you. Times 16.
It'd be worth a lot more than that. Much more than that.
No. At that point in time, it's still times 16. When we say it's going to worth more than that, it's when we now start establishing, breaking into other partners, or we want to even venture, which is something I've not mentioned. Look at Europe. Europe is just opening, waiting for us. We already have the products in Europe already. The same thing you see for US, we have it for Europe. Paris, Euronext Paris.
Okay,
Euronext Amsterdam.
Yeah, so
Euronext Brussels.
Yes, I'm gonna take a step back.
Switzerland.
So I'm gonna take a step back. If the company is worth $1 billion today, and post deal with Yahoo Finance or Google Finance is worth $16 billion, is the individual who brought the deal not deserving of 40% equity in the company?
No, you deserve.
When they have multiplied the company by 16.
No. Hear me out. You deserve percentage of the deal itself. You deserve equity, but you deserve percentage of the deal. The deal is worth billions of dollars. So you can stake a claim. You can go back and forth with me on how much that percentage is on the deal itself and stake a claim. But you cannot stake a claim on the equity of the entire company.
Okay, so
So
someone who's
let's give me an
taking it
example.
from 1 billion to
If you
16 billion is not worthy of equity of the company. Victor, that makes no
No, I'm
sense.
not saying it's not worthy. I'm not saying it's not worthy. It's worthy of a percentage, but you have more stake on the deal itself. The deal is what Yahoo Finance deal is. I think it's 10 billion. Let me even check. There's a difference here between the deal and how much and the value of the company. The deal, as anybody that brings that deal, there is percentage of incentives. That came up by me and ChatGPT. We can have a conversation on what the right number is, right? You can say that number is not good enough. Let's just say so. Yahoo Finance deal is 5.7 billion for us and 3.7 billion for Yahoo Finance. For whoever brings that deal, at least as of now, is $28 million. And now that is on a 0.5 incentive. Now we can have a conversation on that number. So I'm saying you can stake a claim on that deal. You can say I'm bringing a $5.7 billion deal in 5 years, and I need X amount of percentage on that deal. Now that makes sense to me. We can go back and forth, but once you say I'm bringing that deal, then I'm 40% equity belongs to me. I'm saying, wait a minute. Yeah, you deserve equity to transform the company. But if we allocate 40% to you, there's nothing left to allocate to people who are already working, and including me who have suffered the last 8 years building it. So that's what I'm saying. I think if I can maybe slow down, you will understand me better. But I'm not saying you don't deserve 40%. Your 40% would have been reasonable if you were with me 2 years after we started. In fact, it has to be 50-50. If we started together, it would have been 50-50. If we haven't built anything, maybe life would have been more easier. I will be building it, you go and get the clients. So by the time the product is ready, the clients are ready. That would make sense to me. Where we are today is the product has no respect of anybody, because anybody can bring the deal. The product is already running. So anybody else, I can walk outside right now, mines. I can walk outside my hotel, and somebody waiting for me out there, right outside my hotel, can say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I like it. I'm going to give you Charles Schwab." Would they ask me for 40%? Yeah, they can say, "I'm going to give you Charles Schwab, but I need 30% of that deal." That makes sense to me. But I cannot say, because you're giving me Charles Schwab, you take a 40%. Well, so what happens to all the equity we already have with people who are on ground? Those people did transformation. I transform the company to where it is today. Otherwise, both of us won't have a conversation yet. There would have still be ideas. And it would even be more rough, because at that point in time, it's not clear if whatever that I'm telling you is going to happen. I have gotten it here. I want some flowers. And the fact that you're saying, "Oh, I want a 40%, you're not being fair, man. Even though I believe your value will transform the company. What you're saying
Right, so
is
that's fair.
transformational.
Right, exactly.
No, you're not being fair. No, you're not being fair, man. You're not being fair.
I don't understand. You just said it's transformational. How is it transformational if it's not fair? Okay, so let me say this. Let me say this. You've mentioned to me these other contributors on the team. But then in the same breath, you just said you want your flowers for building the product. I'm having a hard time understanding whether the equity that we're talking about here that is really for the other contributors, or if you want to, or do you want to keep majority of the company? That's a question. Which one is it? Which one is your bigger?
This is my company. What kind of statement is that?
Okay, so you want to keep majority of the company? You want to keep majority equity?
That's not even the question.
Yeah.
That's not even the question.
Okay.
What kind of question is that?
Okay, so
How can you say a product that I've built to this point? You're asking me if I want to keep majority of the company.
I'm asking you which one is most important, Victor. That's what I'm saying. Is you keeping majority equity, or you making sure that your key contributors, early contributors, have equity in the company?
Both of them are important. Both are important.
Which one is most important?
They're both important.
Okay, that doesn't answer the question.
They are both important. I cannot. If I don't know if you want to do that, but that's not cool. You can't have people work with you and say, because a new person is coming, the other people, they should just jump in the lagoon and life continues. Come on.
Okay, so I'm willing. Okay, so then I'll do this then. I'm willing to be. So I understand wanting to give equity to the early contributors of the company, if they've really contributed the value that you say that they've contributed. So that's fine. I'll take your word that they've contributed a lot of value. Okay. So there's a couple of things for this where, so that 30% is guaranteed based on the milestones, and the remaining 10% comes after hitting other specific goals. That's one option. The other option is I'm open to adjusting if there's a clearly defined equity pool for these early contributors that you refer to.
The fact that you are even speaking with confidence, it's mind blowing, man. Come on, it's mind blowing. You've not delivered one customer yet. Like the way you're speaking
Victor.
Like it's already, you've delivered it. Like, deliver one. Like, tell me, I've got a deal with Yahoo Finance. Let's go to New York. Let's sit in front of them. Like, do that. That will start creating trust. And whatever you're saying will be fact. Right now, you're signing from a place of confidence, dictating, and you deliver nothing.
Because we have not agreed to nothing.
In this position,
we have not agreed to nothing.
We've been in this position together for almost 4 or 5 months now.
And the product has not been available for how many months?
What has changed drastically that then overnight gave you the confidence that you dictate and decide what equity is given and split amongst members of the team? Like, what gives you that confidence?
Well, first and foremost, I'm always confident in myself and my abilities. That's the first thing. The second thing is because I've drafted this performance equity sheet that makes perfect sense. The reason it makes perfect sense is because it's performance based. I keep coming back to that, and because it's value creation. It makes sense, and it protects both sides here. Everything that I've talked about and drafted in the equity sheet is performance based, Victor. This isn't you giving me equity up front, Victor. I haven't asked you for any equity.
And the 5% of the equity of the company as a start. Now that then you can negotiate how much percentage you want based on that. We can get other lawyers to do that. But you bring a deal, you get a 40% of that deal. And a 5% of the company. I think that, to me, it makes sense where you're not. We still have equity in a situation where, at the same time, somebody else is doing exactly what you're doing, and we need some equity. So if somebody else says, "I'm going to help you bring TradingView," if that person is asking me for 40% equity on the company, you asking me for 40%, and both of you bring the deal at the same time, the world is going to come to an end. Like how? What is that? So it makes 100% sense to me that you take a 40%. The 40% you're looking for, let's put that 40% on the deal itself. And then 5% of the, in fact, a 10% of the company. That makes sense to me. That makes pure sense to me. You having a 40% of the company does not make sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Makes sense. The 10% of the company, you bring a deal, take a 40% of that deal. We have a huge margin anyway. So none of this company will cost us more than $500,000 in terms of cost. None. Every of this company here, highest we spend on them is $500,000 in 5 years. Yeah, some of them might just run way more higher if they use OpenAI a lot. Let's just double that. Let's say $1 million. So $1 million, and the lowest deal here is Oracle. Oracle is 15 million. So my point is, pick any of this deal, anyone, pick any deal and make it 40% of the deal. That's not what I structured earlier. What I structured was like a 0 point something percent. But I'm trying to now see from your point of view of put more value on what you're bringing. Let's just put the value on the deal itself. Just think about it, Miles, instead of going back and forth and there we don't get to a place where we will get delayed, not denied, we still eventually get to our goal. But then you don't partake. And you have to also say that this is an opportunity for you. That if you're not in, you don't have the opportunity. There's no other training run out there that you're going to get this opportunity. No other training runs. It's an opportunity in Plata where the product's already built. You're going to promise, I'm going to contribute and change this company, and yes, my value. So see that way that both sides is exchanging value here. And if you're not there, the company will still do well. If you're there, the company will do better with you. But if you're not there, you've missed out.
Well, I've never missed out on anything, Victor.
You will miss out if you're not there. You will miss out. This is a game-changing product here. It's a life-changing revolution. It's a life-changing product. Anybody who is able, who has the balls, because the people I'm dealing with here, they are bigger than me. So the person that can transform this and bring a change has to be somebody who is operating in the same level, who's operating with the same level of people who are sabotaging my progress. But the world is a big place. God is a big God. As far as God is alive,
amen. For sure.
Without you, we will still get to $75 billion. With you, we will get it faster. You make a choice.
Victor, you don't see the value.
The percentage of deals, I see it. Who have been with me and contributed to where we are. In my deepest heart and my business mind, does not make sense to let them go, because every value that was brought, the value magnifies because it was needed at that time. They're contributing value. So there's no way I'm going to leave those people out.
I haven't said anything about leaving them out.
No, yeah, those equities that I discussed, those equities, some of them will be slashed, some will have more. I did not discuss 5% with Ekemini. I discussed 2.5 with her. And she's got a 5. In my mind, she's going to get a 5 because she deserves a 5. Landry, I discussed the 5% with her. I'm working with her so that she can get to that deliverable to have a fixed 2.5. So then we have the remaining 2.5 the next 4 years for her to get. That's 10% already.
because I signed a 10% for him earlier, 5% on the 50,000 he gave me sometime years back, and 5% on the value he's going to bring. I'm working with him to bring the value. He's not bringing it. So he has a fixed 5%. That's 15% already. There's other people out there, but at least let's say 17.5. So we can actually say there's an 80% that I have that I'm willing to now split. Unless we're saying we're going to give you and break down those other people who are coming in. I'm not going to do that. So I have an 80% to work with you on that. And we will have to do it instrumentally. Where you get a 10%, we still leave the percentage there waiting for other deliverables. Instead of saying you're gonna get all, you get a 10% on, we pick a deal. Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance deal is 5.7 billion. Okay? So you get a 10%. Just bring it out there, you already have a 10%. I don't even think that is. If somebody's telling me now, anyway, not you, if somebody calls me and say, hey, I can give you a Google Finance deal, I should have a meeting now. And I need a 10%, I'm going to give them that 10%. But you know what I'm going to do, Myers? We don't have a conversation anymore because somebody else wants to do it. Now, that's the value I'm trying to talk about.
You're saying someone else bringing the deal.
Bring one deal.
You're saying someone else bringing.
Why would you?
You're saying someone else bringing the deal.
Like the most. Yeah, I'm just saying. If somebody says I'm going to bring a deal for a 10%, why would you quantify that to a 40% if somebody else wants to do it for 10%?
10% equity or deal or percentage of the deal? Which one are you talking about?
Equity. They're actually saying 5%.
5% equity.
And then they want a percentage of the deal. I'm meeting you to your needs by saying instead of 40% on the deal, instead of 40% on equity, 40% of the deal makes more sense because let's put value on the deal. Then we're putting value on your value creation for a 10% equity. That makes so much sense to me. Like, you have to think about it, man. Let's think about it. Please, let's think about it. I need you, but what you're requesting for here is you're being unreasonable even though it's valuable.
I'm being unreasonable even though it's valuable. I think I'll think about that. I'll think about it.
But you're not reasonable because I've explained to you that there are people, and then I'm here. Like the statement of which one is more valuable? Do I want more equity share? Like that's a stupid question. It's my company here. Do you know what I've been through to get into this level? You can't say that. Like what's valuable to you? Keep highest share of the company. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Victor, listen. When I asked that question, it was to understand which one was more important. I know the company, you're not, this is a contractor. We have to draw a line between a contractor and a co-founder. We have to draw, what I'm saying here is we have to come to a determination now on whether I'm a contractor, see this as a location, then her 2.5 or 5%, whatever it is you decide to give her, becomes astronomically more valuable because of the work that I contributed. So who's more valuable?
Everybody's more valuable. It's like.
And I'm saying in that scenario.
This time you would be more valuable.
Okay.
But the people who have worked at the time they were working, they were valuable at that time. That's how we got here. So you are not going to be the only valuable person that will come on board. Other people will come on board. If everybody has that mindset that they're going to get almost 50% of the company, we have no company. You're not going to even take that. If you think about it, you have a 40%. Somebody is coming and say, I'm going to open the entire Europe to trending neurons. I want an 80%. What will you do? Are you going to do that? Because we're going to have more open doors. So I really think that the value of what you will bring
let's put that value on the deal. At least that even creates some trust. That meets that you will meet us now where we have met you. I've met you already. You met me when I told you about the business and I showed you the product. So this is like I'm giving you all the information that you need to get us to meet us. Now, when you bring a deal, now you're meeting us at the point. You're meeting us there. You've played a role that is significant.
Well, I haven't met you there
hard.
at that point. I've taken you to another height, Victor. I'm not at that point.
Everybody who will come in will take us to another height, not just you, anybody. And at this level of the business right now, if somebody sneezes, it takes us to a new height. Anybody that comes in, if they sneeze, it'll take us to a new height. It's not just you. Why? Because we already have a product. When I walk around here, I'm not looking for developers, come help us build. No, we've already developed it, which is always the difficult part. Like, think about if we didn't have a product, but we had a great idea. So you would have come in and say, I'm going to help us raise money so we can hire developers. Now, we're going to raise money. You're now being valuable to help us raise money. Then we have to hire developers. And then we have to see that the developers, what we said they should do, they are doing it. That's like time. So by the time both of us were done, we're already 2 years. We're not talking about that anymore. The product is ready to go. Any work that needs to be done is taking the product to another level. There are other smart developers I would love to bring, way smarter than me when it comes to development. They will take it to another level. It's value creation. Well, I have to rephrase, because sometimes I think I devalue the genius of my brain. So let me not say let me not say that. But yeah, that people can come in and do a lot of great stuff in terms of development wise. But my point is, Miles, please meet me where I've met you, not on paper. At that point in time, you will have more. You are now in the driver's seat on negotiation. You're not in the best place to negotiate the way you're negotiating.
Even though how would I not be in the best place to negotiate? We have.
No, you are seeing me. You are negotiating advantage of that. God is a big God. When I come outside, when I breathe, I see millions of people who are there to help me. So if mines don't help or don't provide the help, there are millions of people out there. God is a big God. I'm honest with you.
God is a big God.
Going to be the change maker. It's either you're going to be the change maker or somebody else will be the change maker. You decide. Do you want to be the change maker? Do you want somebody else to do it? Because either way, God will still do what he wants to do for training neurons. If I had one single hand, I would have still built the product. The product, the way it is built today, is a testament of what God wants to do in this generation. But God just shows me. I was just choosing to do it. He could have chosen anybody to build it. He shows me. So if I said I was never going to build it 8 years ago, some other Nigerian guy would have done it. It's similar. You can make a choice to be a change maker where we are today, or somebody else will do it.
Who is that person? No, that's a fair question. Who is that?
You know what, Miles? Like I'm giving my word. You decide. I can do 40%. If you want to argue, like what that question you asked, you're saying that. What that question you just asked is, you're saying like you bigger than God. So who is God? Only you can do it. No one
I'm
can do
not
it. That's
bigger
what
than
you just
God. I
told
would
me.
never say that. I'm
You
not
just
bigger than
told me who
God.
is that. So basically, you're telling me who is that? That means only you can do it. No one can do it. Without you, let me be slow to say this. Without you, Miles, we will still achieve $75 billion revenue in 5 years. You can write that on a piece of paper. Without you.
So that what you're saying right now is that you don't see the value in me coming on board to the
No,
team.
that's not what I'm saying.
That's what you're trying to say.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the product is already standing without Miles. Anna, the product is already standing. If you delete everything, if this Microsoft goes and they delete it, and you take me to some island where nobody is there, and I'll build it again 1 year. I'll write the code, I'll build everything again. Why? That means the product already exists. It's already in existence.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do now. So it's already out there.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. That's what I'm saying. You have the product. You built the product. That's worth something. That's worth a lot. That's worth something.
How much do you?
Instead of
you asking me, how much do you think the product is worth? In your opinion, like in your honest opinion, how much today? How much do you think this product is worth? Yes.
I think that I don't get involved in pre-revenue valuations. I don't really believe in them. So the valuation, I don't have an exact figure, but the valuation that you put on it today, my valuation would not be there. It would not be that high. I don't have an exact figure, but it wouldn't be that high.
Give a number. Just take a guess. Well, maybe we can start with that. So then we can have nice to hear from you.
Does the company have? Do we have any issued patents? Does the company have issued patents?
Sorry, if we already issued patent,
I don't. Coming up with an exact, like I said, I don't have I can't come up with an exact figure, Victor. I would have to do a little bit more. It would require a little bit more thinking on my part to come up with an exact figure, but it would not be $1 billion.
I can help you. It's way more than $1 billion. It's way more than $1 billion. Why? Let's consider, and trust me, I go back and forth with ChatGPT. ChatGPT will sometimes say 150 million, sometimes say 250 million. I don't agree, because the idea without a single product is worth billions. Is it not brilliant to sit and say, I want to measure when a stock, when we know the average accuracy predicting the stock market has never moved beyond 60%. You can do your research. The idea of us tracking the start and end of a trend is genius. And so we're introducing 10 additional KPIs, novelty, unknown to the market today. We're not changing KPIs already exist. We are bringing in new KPIs to support the current price of the stock. Short-term trend. What's the direction of it? Short-term, mid-term, next 3 months. That's 3 KPIs. Picture current price of Apple. What do you see when you go to Google Finance? You see Apple. You see what Apple price yesterday.
I did not.
Comparison,
I don't know what that is.
Right? You know, Google Apple current price. You see the current price on Google Finance or Yahoo Finance. Mm-hmm. Then they show you a color. They compare the price against yesterday. The difference is green. You see it on the right-hand side.
At the bottom, they give you Apple's current trend for the last 6 months. That's all you see. There's nothing else supporting that number. We are introducing 10 to 11 solid numbers. So when you look at the current price of any asset, you have a good indication of what the trend is, what the directional predictions with high accuracy. What the directional predictions, what the trend day is, what the average trend day is. That's 9. And then what's the next 3 months return? Those 10 numbers alone, it's worth billions. It's not dirty. The market, anybody from CNBC right now don't know those numbers. They don't know it. So the fact that we come up with that idea is worth billions. Then we have been able to execute on the idea. We trained millions of data points. In fact, I did a calculation recently. It's what 40 billion data points that we've trained. We trained 40 billion data points predicting top 36 stock exchanges globally. Not US alone, globally. 42 market segments. 3 models per asset. 54,000 models overall in total. With that level of accuracy, that alone is worth billions. Why? Because no one on this planet that has, like, am I talking like I'm full of shit? Maybe I've proved it, that's why I'm talking like that. No human being on this planet has produced that level of accuracy. I have done multiple research upon multiple research. The average accuracy predicting the financial market, the max is 60%. So the value creation you said you're bringing in, we already brought it. And then we have a design on top. We have a patent pending. Then we've done something that I thought about. 90% of generative AI project fails. It's on MIT. Every 90% of when companies, enterprises go and try to implement Gen AI project fails. It has not produced return. We have cleverly bundled it out, but it accurately is telling you what numbers you should, what stocks you should buy, what stocks you should sell. And then you're telling me, Murati, that level,
I'm saying I am credit that's how I can begin anything like that. I want to look at except that's one I would do that. What you're saying is you to feel more with the idea of how you
I feel both let's end the company.
Mm-hmm.
Then we put the shit.
Right. So I understand where we're from get at. Equity it's a big commitment, and you make sure the return matches with what you're getting up. So I understand the adjustment makes sense from it for sale. Right. That's a role. That's a contractor role. But you and I have discussed a much bigger role. What you and I have discussed is me building the investor network, creating the partnerships, and driving the growth of the company. So what equity does is ensure that we're fully aligned with the company's long-term success. I'm not gonna say anything about the exact I'm not talking about the exact equity percentage. Right? What I'm doing is explaining what I'm doing is explaining what I mean and what the role means from my perspective. The role that we're talking about, role, right? So a deal percentage is that's something that is done for simple, right? Rose Muddy that building.
I would follow for a I know we can get the conversation 2 hours now. So we can talk about just to there's so much that is true. You're sure you're very right on some of the just shared. For me, it's reasonable and everybody so it can't for example on the film that John done, they provided for that they divide.
Yeah, and I understand having no.
Talk about the future of the comedy, like really the future of the match. Say, I won't watch now because those is something that you look might need to be more hard to get there. And then, sorry, you already emphasis on what you will bring. We see what saying is just even for years. Only we can get look at times 2 times what in this. So the US is just for peace. We cannot say because you're going to bring 1 time and get 40 something. No, I'm exaggerated that enough, but you get the point. Because if you're talking about futuristic, the futuristic of the company, you are opinion. I've not shared that with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've not shared that yet. So that's where we come from. So you see, my headspace is on what the indicate with you. Because sometimes it's not in a conducive conversation. But I can shy away from this conversation now. If I don't say it, you might be saying.
Yeah, I get it. The same.
If you don't mind, just
right. So you heard the conversation, man. We're lagging. Of course we are. Hold on. Hopefully we can get right. All right. I don't think we're lagging now. So y'all heard the whole conversation. It looks like it was hour and a half. almost 2 hours long, whatever. I should have just called him back later. I didn't have time during the day to have that conversation just now. Um, here, but I think towards the end of the conversation, we're starting to get a little bit closer to being on track. Um, he's basically wanting to be on the I don't let emotions get involved in these conversations. If I let emotions get involved, I would have got real angry with him or something like that. I think my emotional I keep emotions in check when I'm talking about business. I keep all my emotions in check. Right? There's nothing to get emotional about. I don't get offended or whatever. I try my best not to let any of that ever happen. Him and I are having these conversations still because I know the value I know the value I'll bring to the company, right? And I also see the value that already exists in the company and where it can go. I see where the company is now, and I see the potential in the company, and I know the value I can bring. Right? That's why him and I are still having these conversations. Right? That's why him and myself to do well. Also, right? Him and I wouldn't have been talking. And at the end of the day, he controls the equity. It's his company. So it doesn't do me any good to get into an argument with him. You see what I'm saying? If I get in an argument with him and I get angry, I let something he said make me angry, and I'm about to cuss him out, and I'm gonna da 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 da. I'm gonna say this or I'm gonna say that, and what you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna at the end of the day, it's still his company. Like this that I look at everything I look at things objectively, right? If I get in my feelings about negotiation, I've lost. Right? That's a female trait. Letting emotions get involved in negotiation and talking business. It's not, my favorite quotes from one of my favorite quotes from my favorite movie, The Godfather, right? It's not emotional, Sonny. It's just business. It's not emotional, Sonny. It's strictly business. And that's what this is. It's business, bro. I don't have any, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get emotional in these conversations because we speak in business and we're negotiating. We're negotiating. All right, not even something. Oh, it's a little bit better now. I'm charging my Mac up. But yeah, man, that's why I don't let the emotions get involved when I'm having these conversations when it comes to this, um, because that's not who I am. That's a female trait in business negotiation. And at the end of the day, if I'm looking at this objectively, it's his company. So we can negotiate, which is what we're doing, but it's his company. He ultimately decides how he splits equity in the company, who has what equity and whatnot. Right? It's his company. So if it was my company, to be honest, if it was my company, we probably him and I wouldn't even still we might not even still be talking. The fact that him and I are still talking lets me know that he sees the value that I can bring. He just doesn't want to believe it. If he didn't see the value I could bring, why are we still talking about this? Right? Um, he's talking about 40% commission on the deal and then 10% equity in the company. I don't know if that's it's actually not that bad of a deal. Um, I would say something like more like maybe 50% of the deal and 10% equity. I mean, I'm sorry, I would just say the same thing. Well, no, I didn't. Yeah, 50% equity. I mean, 50% commission and 10% equity. Uh, hmm. So that's not too bad, right? Um, I would probably negotiate where 50% commission of the deal, 10% equity to start with. Okay, and then we we with an option to for the equity to increase after the first deal. So my equity doesn't stay stagnant after the first deal. It has the potential to grow, right, or to scale past 10% if I close a second deal, for instance. You know what I mean? Something like that. I don't want it to be stagnant at 10%. I still think 10% is too low for the value that I'm talking about here. Oh, I gotta use the restroom. So I don't know, man. Um, just like I told him, um, I am going to just like I told him. Um, I don't know, man. We trying to make this thing work, man. That's what this comes down to. I'm trying to make this thing work. Uh, I'm trying to come to an agreement, to a deal with him. That's what this really comes down to, right? It is. That's what it comes down to. Um, what I kind of staying on the point I made earlier. I don't let emotions get involved because at the end of the day, I'm trying to. Whenever I'm negotiating with anybody, I don't let emotions get involved because at the end of the day, my goal is to get what I want, right? That's why I do everything in my power to never let emotions get involved. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about, I care about getting whatever it is I want out of the negotiation. And that's what it is, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about what you're saying, what you da. I'm trying to get what I want, what makes sense for both sides. Um, but what he said was it made it a little bit more. I still don't like it, but that's a little bit more. It's a little bit better. So, me having four, but it's still not what I want. What I may end up doing, bro, is bringing the deal to him and saying that because he's all he's doing is wasting time. He's wasting his own time. And I want to be a part of the company because I do see the value in it, right? When he's saying there's no other trending neurons and yada yada yada. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot of truth to that. That's why I didn't try to argue with him on that. I do want to be a part of the company because I do see potential in it. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't feel the need to try to push back on that. But we gotta come to a deal. It doesn't sound like, at the end of the day, it doesn't sound like he wants a co-founder for the company. So he just wants to keep majority equity because he built the product. It doesn't sound like he wants a co-founder. It doesn't sound like he wants a co-founder, man. And he's like, the company's gonna get to where it's trying to go with or without Miles and yada yada yada. I was gonna say no, it's not. It's not gonna get there without me. But I was like, if I say that, then he may just decide that he don't want to negotiate no more. You know what I mean? I have unbelievable, not unbelievable. I have unmatched confidence in myself to do the things that I said I was going to do in equity term sheet I sent him. I'm a little frustrated, because I'm like, I wish I didn't see so much potential in this damn company, right? I wish I didn't see so much potential in this company, because if I didn't see all this potential in this company and where it can go, I would just go ahead and walk. I would have walked away. You know what I'm saying? I would have just walked away mid call, because he's not seeing my value. He's not seeing my value. You know what I mean? I don't want to not have equity in the company because I'm that prideful that I'm like, oh, I want to get, no, I don't want 10% equity. I want 40, right? I don't want to end up not coming to an agreement because I'm seeking as valuable as I think it can be. Then 10% would be plenty, to be honest. It would be plenty. But again, I don't want to have to. I don't want to get to the point where I walk away and him and I can't come to an agreement, and I end up getting no percent equity in the company. I do think that this company is bigger, right? If I'm being honest, right? Again, I look at things objectively. I think it's bigger than any other venture I could pursue right now. much bigger than any other venture I could pursue, and that's why I want a piece of the pie. But we have to come to something that makes sense to me. We have to come to something that makes sense to me. And so far, we just haven't been able to do that. We haven't been able to do that. So I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get there. Right now, it's not looking like it. With him and I, just the conversation. That's kind of how I expected it to go. I knew he wasn't gonna want to give up 40% equity in the company. But I'd rather start high than low, right? It's better for me to start too high than too low. You can't start it at 5% and then later on talk about, oh, I want 15%. You can't do that. Right? It's much easier to start high and go low in negotiation, right? Any negotiator understands that concept. So that's what I did. That's what I did, man. But anyway, I am running out of time. It's already 4 o'clock. I haven't applied for any job, nor have I responded to people who are looking to interview me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. We're gonna shift gears. Forget about the training neurons conversation. Hopefully him and I can come to an agreement sooner rather than later. But for now, there's nothing else to talk about with that. So let me go ahead and respond to some of these recruiters on LinkedIn, people that are again trying to set up interviews with me. Let's go ahead and respond to them and shift gears to that. So yeah, Lori, she hit me up yesterday morning. She's a CEO, CEO and founder. She's a CEO and founder of River City Insurance. Okay, so yeah, she's looking to hire me for this role. Let me go ahead and okay, so she's trying to become an insurance agent, I guess. That's what this is about, me becoming an insurance agent. Oh, okay, I thought it was something else. I don't know about this. I'll still schedule an interview, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers, right? So let me schedule this interview with them real quick. Nah, I'm not trying to do that. That's what I thought. It's 100% commission based. It's not. I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. My time is way too valuable for that. And this is more like it. And he just reached out to me a few hours ago, right? Oh, my bad, last night. See, this is a little bit more like it. Alright, $200,000 base plus $150,000 variable plus equity. Daily pay. I don't know what resume I shared with them. I'm assuming I had already applied for this role. Um, how do I go and look to see, look and find the jobs I've already applied for daily pay? Should I be able to see that job that I've applied for? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, apply, here we go. Yeah, apply, jobs I've applied for. I feel like I should be able to search for them too. 3, 4, 15, 20. Wow. 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Said 107. It's not nearly as many as I thought I could apply for, so we gotta move faster. We gotta get more applications in. Believe it or not, I thought I had applied for more than that. So let me see if I've already applied for daily pay. I guess I have not. I'm just trying to double check.
let's go to resume code. Resume.code. Also told y'all I gotta call Alex, see if he can if he's got a way or if he can help me get a job. I also want to ask him about this, you know, situation, kind of what his opinion is on what to do with training neurons I was just talking to Victor about. But again, I gotta stick to the rules of business, man. First things first, you gotta get a job. Let's see who this is. I don't know.
Hello. Hello, sir. My name is Harry. I am calling you from Verizon Services. How are you doing today?
From where?
I am calling you from Verizon Services. Verizon.
Verizon.
Yes.
Yeah,
How are
Verizon.
you doing today?
Yeah, Verizon wouldn't call me. You don't have to lie, man. Like, bro, why are you lying to him? Why would Verizon call me? I don't owe them no money. They might call me if I owe them money, but if I don't owe them any money, they're not gonna call me. Actually, I might. I owe them money on a monthly basis, but every month I owe them money because I'm always late paying my bill. But I don't think my bill is up to be paid yet. I don't think. Anyway. I'm basically trying to decide whether I want to send him my resume, send this guy my resume as is, or if I want to like if I want to send my resume as is, or if I want to like tailor it to what he sent here. I'm gonna send it as is. I'm interested opportunity attached is my resume. Thanks, Miles. No, I didn't hear back from Miles yet. Who is this guy? Let's go to Fiverr. And see what my guy has delivered for the design of one of my clients' websites. Like I told y'all earlier, he sent the updated design, so I'm about to check it out now. Mm, mm, I got a little distracted for a while.
stay away from her. Alright? You got anything you want to say? Good. Or there's a locker with your name on it. Boys?
I just found out who Juju was with by doing this IMGA campaign. And oh my lord. Sincerely, Juju. She is drop dead gorgeous in the face.
Okay, be right back. Just getting my ass something? Oh my god! You inspired me to hate life. I love that. Because I hate it.
Anyway, all right, we back on it. So What else we got for this? Let's see. Alright, so I just gave my designer some revision requests. Uh, Stop sharing my wolf. I didn't get back there. Okay. Okay, Shamir seems serious. So I gotta make sure I do that. Guess I'll do that tonight or whatever. I'm gonna apply for a few jobs, like I don't know, 10 or 20 or something. I don't know. And then I gotta do some things before I go to this networking event. So I'm taking my resume for this job. There's another company again. Voice like Barnes. And here's the job title. Again, right? Just like yesterday, I'm tailoring my resume to every job description to give myself the best chance of bypassing ATS, applicant tracking system, and software like that quickly scans resumes for how well it matches to the job description. Two applications. I'm going to do the rest of them later. Um, yeah, I gotta start getting ready to go to this event. Like, time time to flew by today. Oh yeah, I was gonna call Alex. He's not gonna answer, but I'm gonna call him anyway.
Hello,
What's happening, bro?
hey man, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What you got going on? You working?
Yeah, just at the office working. Nothing too crazy. Man, you been watching the Bears, man?
Nah, I did see that y'all won, but I didn't see the game.
Man,
Y'all been playing pretty good.
Kelly Williams has been pulling them out, man. He's clutch.
For real? Okay.
Yeah, man. I know, right?
All right.
Surprising, right?
All right. Look at Caleb Williams turning things around, man. He said he ain't come to play this year. He's trying to make some things
Yeah,
happen. Nah, that's
yeah.
what's up,
It's
bro.
it's it's been pretty good.
That's what's up, bro. Who'd y'all play again? Y'all played the
Giants.
Giants. Yeah, y'all played the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
got some
mean,
we got some
y'all
guys.
expected to win that, but it's good that
I mean,
y'all got some. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some more consistency at that position.
I'm not gonna lie, Jackson Dart might be a problem.
I heard he been balling, man. He been balling
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, he might be a problem, bro.
Didn't he get hurt though?
Yeah, well, yeah, he got hurt during our game,
Yeah.
but he's nice. I gotta get like he was carving us up a little bit.
Damn. What was
But
he doing? He was accurate, or was he scrambling, or what?
it's
What
really
is it about his game?
his legs, man.
His legs.
Yeah, he was just able to maneuver like
Yeah.
um. So
Okay.
so yeah, it was good, man. No, we've been looking good. How you feel about the Falcons?
Bro, we're ass. We're terrible.
I thought y'all was gonna get rid of the coach like the Giants, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, the coaching is really the coaching. We got talent, but the coaching is just it's like historically bad. I don't know if we've had this bad. I don't think we've had coaches this bad since like we haven't had an OC this bad since like 20 whenever Dirk Cutter came back, probably like 2018 or something like that. So yeah, it's just the coaching, man. We need all new coaches. We need to blow the whole thing up. Um, they're
Man,
terrible,
why
man.
don't oh dude, why are you guys at the pistol every play?
Bro, I don't understand why this
That is a
man is
weird
so adamant
offense.
about this damn pistol, man. Like
That
this
is a
pistol
weird
is
offense.
yeah, this pistol is just stupid, bro. Like I don't like if it was working, you know what I'm saying? That'd be one thing, but it's not working, and he's still continuing to stick with it. Like that's obviously the definition of insanity, right? You're doing the same thing over again, expecting different results. Like, bro, like it's not working. You gotta adapt.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a good coordinator. Like good coordinators in the NFL, they adapt to when something isn't working. Like that's what makes the difference between
Yeah,
like the Sean McVays and the Andy Reeds. Like if their shit ain't working, they're gonna find a way to do something different. So
yeah. I mean, it's quite simple, if you ask me. I think if you have the best offensive line in the league, you just
I don't know what just happened, bro. You were breaking up.
in the elevator.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Alright, I'm back. I said it's quite simple if you ask me. If you have the best offensive line in the league, you just hand the ball off to Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the best offensive line in the league. We got one of them. I would say our offensive line is like top 10, but it's.
But you have Bijan, which makes them the best offensive line in the league.
Yeah, he's gonna make them look good.
He gonna make them miss regardless.
Yeah, he's gonna make them look a lot better than they are.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's appalling to me how much they do not just give Bijan the ball.
Yeah.
Like just feed Bijan and let him open up the passing game.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally that simple. Like, Bijan, give him the ball, let him do his thing. He gonna get his, right? And then when everybody heard about Bijan, they can start throwing the ball over people's heads. Well, he be under throwing people sometimes too.
But I was just about to say, this dude's so inaccurate though. Yeah, like he literally missed like at least 5 throws that were just airmailed it.
He had Pitts in a touchdown situation. Like Pitts had a touchdown. He underthrew it, hit the defensive back in the helmet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what against the Colts. Like, bro, that's an easy touchdown.
Yeah.
That's an easy touch. Like, you gotta make that pass. Like.
So you done with Penix, or you sticking in there? A lot of people trying to talk about getting rid of him too.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you before, I've been indifferent about dude, but now yeah, it ain't looking good. I was kind of indifferent before, but now I'm like, I don't know. I think that he definitely has been playing bad. Like he's played poorly the past few weeks. I'm not gonna write him off just yet, mainly because our offensive coordinator is so damn bad. Right? Like if we had if I knew our play caller was calling good plays, then I'd be like, all right, like let's it's Penix's fault. But the offensive coordinator isn't doing him any favors because he's a terrible play caller. Like, dude, bro, this dude called a tight end screen on 4th and 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? He called a tight end screen to Kyle Pitts on 4th and 8. We had to have it. We had to have 8 yards. And he called a tight end screen to Kyle Pitts.
Fourth quarter or first quarter? Because maybe he was just trying to set up the punt.
No, this was like.
Not to win the game type situation.
Yeah, bro. It was late in the game.
Like a must have?
Yeah, bro. It's 4th down, bro. Yeah, it's 4th down.
Oh, wow.
So we had to have it.
Yeah, that's some Chicago Bears nonsense, dog. I'm like, that's some last year Chicago Bears nonsense.
Yeah. Right.
Bro,
4th and 8.
The stuff where you're just like, huh?
Yeah.
I guess, but honestly, bro, what I'm starting to realize is it's really about how much confidence the coaches be having in their players, bro. Because of what I'm starting to realize with Ben Johnson is he's opened up his playbook the more confidence he's had with Caleb. Right? In the beginning, he wasn't like, nah, we're not throwing the ball downfield at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now he's like letting, Caleb kind of do his thing and let it rip. But like, if you don't have no confidence in your quarterback, that limits a lot of the things that offensive coordinators are willing to even try. And when you're limited to just like running the ball and running screens, that's very easy for defenses to defend. Because they know you're scared.
Yeah, they know you're not willing to push the ball downfield.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to Darnell Mooney. That man had one good season for you guys, and then he reverted right back to the Chicago Bears Mooney like I always knew he was. And I was rooting for him because he was nice for 2 seasons with the Bears.
Yeah, he ain't been playing well for sure. He started the
I've been
season
playing
hurt.
well.
He started the season hurt, and he started the season hurt, but now that's like been what 2 months ago. So I was
Bro,
thinking he was
not been
going.
playing well is an understatement. I had this man there fantasy.
Oh yeah,
He has been garbage.
yeah. He ain't been doing nothing for sure. He ain't been doing nothing.
Like you were better off putting anybody else out there.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's how
happened to dude.
garbage.
I don't know what happened to dude, man. He
But y'all also have one spicy and one regular tender, please. Thank you. They're just not giving him the ball enough. Yes, please.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, they selling out. I mean, the other thing, see, the problem too is like you to your point, they're not giving the ball enough. We actually were running the ball well last game. Like the running game was actually working. It had been working the past few weeks, and for
yeah, but
whatever
you gotta
stupid reason,
score.
yeah. But I'm saying he got away from it.
Yeah.
He got away from the run, and like I don't know. Like for me, if the run is working, you gotta stay with it. You just gotta stay with it. And
No,
he
I've
got
been in
away
a
from
couple
it too
group
early.
messages where people have been like, they've been like really going in on the Falcons defense. I really think that the defense is not the problem. Like
Top 5 in sacks and have the #1 pass defense in the league. Pass
pass
rush.
rush.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Um,
We just can't stop the run though. We having an issue stopping the run. That's kind of a problem. But
yeah,
when the
but
defense is on
but
the
that's the
field,
Colts. That's
yeah,
the
I know.
Colts,
That's what I'm
bro.
saying. When the
They got
defense
the
is on
best
the
rushing
field,
game. They got the best rushing game in the league. Like
yeah,
you gotta assume you're not gonna stop that. If I'm just being honest. And
yeah,
to your point, if the defense stays if the offense cannot move the ball, dude, if you got Bijan Robinson, y'all need to trade Bijan Robinson. I'm actually now that I think about it, y'all need to go ahead and get maximum value for this man, right? And think about the next because of y'all are wasting this man's years. Like.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I would.
I know you. I know you don't want to, but like you could probably get like 2 or 3 first rounders for Bijan.
Yeah, I would consider it for sure. Like if I was in that position, I would actually consider it, just because we need first round. Like we need first round picks. Like we need offensive linemen. We need another receiver. We need we need at least 2 offensive linemen.
Y'all traded the next 2 years to get the 2 pass rushers, right?
No, we just traded next year. Next year's first.
Next year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I would consider it, but so yeah, I would definitely consider it. But I know they're not gonna do it. You know how we are.
It's really just because of the quarterback situation ain't coming to fruition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bijan's good years. Right? You know, running backs only last for so long.
Yeah, yeah. He's been one thing about his workload though. He's been, even though like fantasy owners want him to be want Bijan to be the bell cow, like he splits carries with Algier, so it's like that's gonna help him probably give him a few extra years. But
Algier, like Bijan had already worn down, and then Algier fresh leg. He's still a good running back. It ain't like he's bad. You know what I'm saying? So he can just kind of come in and do his thing.
He's a bruiser. He's gonna wear down the defense for sure. Like he's a fourth quarter. I mean, he's a dog though too. But he's a fourth quarter like
he's good.
wear him down.
Really good.
Yeah, like they don't want to tackle him late in the game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, bro. But no, that's what's up though, man. Y'all got so Ben Johnson. Like it sounds like y'all. He he's gotten the offense on track. Like he's you like him as a play caller.
I mean, bro. If you ask me, are we good? I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I'm gonna be like, nah, we're not good. We're just not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know. Like the Jaguars right now, they're bad. The Giants, they're bad. The Jets, they're bad. We're good enough to just beat these teams.
Yeah.
Right? We're like just good enough to beat these teams, but we haven't really played nobody yet, so.
Yeah.
So
But y'all
we
got a
need
couple
to.
in y'all division that y'all. That's gonna be the real test. Have y'all played the Packers or the Lions yet?
Played the Lions, got whooped.
Oh yeah.
We're 0-2. We're 0-2 in the division. So like I said, we haven't really played anybody yet.
Yeah.
That's still very much so a question mark. But Chicago's happy. We're 6-3, tied for first. But we got the whole division to go. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So should be interesting, dog. I wish the Falcons were doing, but actually no. I wish the Falcons were doing better. But the King was talking so much junk about the Bears last week that he got me low key mad at the Falcons right now.
What are you talking about? Talking junk about the
when
Bears?
King just a hater naturally.
Yeah.
Like if his team ain't doing well and his team doing well, he just gonna start. He needs something. He needs something to make him happy. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you gone to any games?
Not yet. We supposed to go. I told you, me and my dad's side of the family, we supposed to go to the when we play the Bucks in next month.
Right.
Yeah, we're supposed to go to that game next month, so we'll see. See if we can see how that game goes. Right now, it's looking like division game, so it'll probably be close. But our season is basically all but over.
They're leading y'all division, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What's y'all record right now?
Right, we're 3-6. It's over with. Bro, we're not doing good, bro. Like, you talking about what's our record? Bro, like, we're not good.
You talking about it's over with, like, 3-6 ain't good, I agree, but, like, if y'all were somehow go on a run, you could still make the playoffs, but it's just unlikely.
Yeah. It's, Morris
like
is...
a 6 or 7, even an 8-game loss season, well, you still make the playoffs, right? Like,
yeah, but we have to go. We gotta literally go 6 of our last 7, or whatever it is, 6 of 8 or 6 or 7. Like, it's not happening.
You'd have to meaningfully turn it around. But some of these games y'all didn't need to lose too. That's another thing. Like clock management in that Colts game was awful.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the main problem. Raheem Moore, it comes back to that falls on Raheem Morris's shoulders, bro. Like that's him.
Awful, bro. There was a play before the end of the half where I literally thought if the Falcons get a sack right here,
call timeout. Yep.
And maybe get a quick pass out and kick the field goal. Dog.
This man blew it, man.
Bruh, tell me why they get the sack. I was like, let's go. Clock just draining. I'm like, what's going on? Clock just draining, bro. It was like 50 seconds left. I was like, what's going on? Bro, next play. Once Daniels drop back, they throw the pick. So it wasn't even a 4th down. They threw the pick right before half.
Yep.
No timeout.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. You need to be out of there. We need to get, Blank isn't going to fire him mid-season. He's going to wait to the end of the season, unfortunately. But, yeah, bro, they just need to blow the whole thing up.
So you done with it? What season is he on? 2 or 3?
He's on 2.
It's only his 2nd season?
Yeah.
You think it's a wrap?
Yeah, it's his 2nd and last season, bro. Like we gotta get him up out of there. We gotta get him up out of there.
Seasons feels tough,
Nah, he's gonna have earned this firing. He's gonna have earned losing his job. He's gonna have earned what's coming.
What do you think he should have done better, throughout the year, or really throughout the last 2 years?
You just said it, bro. The clock management. Like, bro, like the what you saw yesterday in the Colts game or Sunday in the Colts game was like basically sums up his whole tenure as coach.
I know what I said, but I always like to just think that the coaches are smarter than me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's no need to think that with this dude, right? Like that's not.
Sure.
He's shown time and time again that he's not that guy. He can't get it done. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't like the hire when we hired him in the first place, but I try to give him the benefit of the doubt because it's like he's already well he's hired now. Like it is what it is.
That's right, because you guys almost hired Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah, apparently that was we interviewed him or whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
Which that wouldn't have been. I don't know if that would have been any better, but you know, it is what it is. Hindsight's
I
2020.
mean, experience versus no experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine maybe a little bit better, but it's not like he's killing it at UNC.
It's
Uh,
it's a whole different game, though.
but I'm hoping we need to get an offensive minded coach, man. We need to get an offensive minded coach. Raheem Morris, he's not the guy.
He used to be a defensive coordinator,
Yeah, he was with the Rams.
but like as a DC.
Yeah, he was the Rams DC.
Oh yeah, I agree, bro. I think I know they say defense wins championships, but I think offensive head coaches are very key, and they're more aggressive. They're not as passive as defensive coaches.
Yeah, and then my thing is like we've all of our investments have been on the offensive side. Not all, but most of our major investments have been on the offensive side of the ball. So you need to get the most return out of your investments, right? Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Michael Penix Jr., the most important position, right? Quarterback. Like 3/5 of our offensive line first round picks. Like we've invested all this, all these first round picks on the offense. We need to get the most return. We need to get the highest return on our offense by getting an offensive minded coach. Like to me, that's common sense. Like I have no idea why we would ever go with a defensive minded coach when we've invested all these resources on the offense. It makes no sense. Like from a, you know what I'm saying? Like just from like a just basic team building and from a business perspective, the whole nine. Like it makes no sense that we didn't bring in an offensive minded coach. Drake
Yeah,
London been
man.
eating though. Drake London, at least like Bijan and Drake London. Well,
Drake London proved me wrong. He's definitely
bruh, you were the
top 10
biggest,
wide
bruh.
receiver.
You were the biggest Drake London hater, man. I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you the whole time,
I mean,
man.
bro, was he giving us a lot to like? You make it seem like he was like doing like amazing stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this man's terrible." Like, no, he was not giving us anything when you were living in Dallas.
Right?
like,
Nah. With even with Ritter at quarterback and Mariota's bum ass, like even with them at QB, he was still like eating. Like he was still getting 100. He almost had 1,000 yards with Marcus Mariota throwing him the ball, bro. Like what are we really talking about? Like Marcus Mariota throwing him the football. Like
I guess for me, bro, and I hold the Bears to the same standard. If you're not winning, I don't care what you can do. like, like, that's just me personally. Like, people loved Matt Forte. I mean, they loved Matt Forte.
yeah,
But I could not stand that man because we were not winning. Like, that's just me. Like, I could be completely off with that, but like.
you guys see the team results for you to be like to even care about what individuals are doing.
But bro, not even just team results. I need wins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
you need to see the team
I need to
performing.
know my team is a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like it sucks watching your team lose year after year after year, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and we gotta, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what they do, but yeah, I would be shocked if Raheem Morris and really the whole staff, at least Morris and the offensive coordinator, I'd be shocked if they weren't gone. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
You think the defense coordinator gonna stay?
I mean, I think it's gonna be up to the new coach, but I would strongly consider it. Like I think they should strongly consider keeping him. Like The defense has completely turned around, bro. Like we haven't been top five in sacks and since I've been a fan. Like you know what I mean? Like this
Well,
isn't something.
y'all spent two first rounds, so
Yeah.
I mean, it should be that way.
I mean, they still rookies. Like they haven't had the impact that I thought they were gonna have. To be honest, like I thought they would be a little bit farther along.
But he said you were top 5 and 6.
I'm saying the rookies specifically because you said two first. Like the defensive line and like our pass rush, our defensive line. I feel like most of that can be attributed to our scheme, like the defensive coordinator. Like, we're also we're also I think um, we blitz more than any other team in the league, right? So that's on the scheme, that's on the defensive coordinator if he's sending extra guys. So he's doing a good job of knowing when and how to blitz, like when is a good time to send extra guys and when isn't. Like that's the defensive coordinator
Yeah.
more than just like the talent. Um, so that's why I think we should consider keeping him. Um, but they'll probably screw it up and decide to fire him too. Like, oh no, let's just fire everybody. Like that's what they did, bro. That's what they did when we had in the Super Bowl year when we had with Quinn. Like they decided to fire everybody, and who was on that staff? Like Matt LaFleur, uh, Mike McDaniel, um, Kyle Shanahan, obviously, right? Like if we would have kept one of those other guys, we could have had a decent
Dude,
coach.
if y'all would have kept Shanahan,
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
oh my goodness, that was a
Yeah,
missed.
that's malpractice. That's incompetence from at the highest level, and it starts at the top, right? You gotta be able to recognize that. Oh, we had a historic offense in the Super Bowl year. We should probably promote the offensive coordinator to head coach. Like, why would you let him go? So anyway, we'll see, bro. We'll see. But what else been going on, bro? You been good?
Just
All right.
working.
Just working.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it, man. What about you? How's the family?
They're good.
Your sister still here, or is she in Spain?
Nah, she's still here. I think she's planning to leave like basically beginning next year, end of this year, beginning of next year. So she
She
talks
excited?
like uh I don't think so, but she'll probably say she is if you ask her. You know what I mean? Like um
You said America wasn't safe, so she should be excited.
yeah, she should be. Um so we'll see. I don't I just just like we talked about before, I don't buy it at all. Like I don't buy excitement about moving to another country. I think if anything, she's probably like, you know, uh, anxious about it. Um, but she's not the type of person who would admit it, and she'll never say it. Um, so yeah, but they're good though. Everybody's good. Mom is doing her thing at Home Depot, and